Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Nosferatu. And this is a new film from Robert Eggers of The Witch and The Lighthouse and The Northman fame. And here he's taking on a story that inspired him so much that he's been trying to get this story adapted and remade for years. And finally he's gotten the opportunity with Focus Feature to bring Nosferatu, F.W. Murnau's illegal adaptation of Dracula to the big screen. And this film is just a technical masterpiece. Eggers is so incredibly intelligent when it comes to all of the period trappings that he needs. This film, in terms of the costuming, is just on point, capturing different types of levels of society, different types of cultures, and all of that rolled into one, and creating such an interesting landscape in this film. And you have the production design, everything seems so perfectly done, and like the casket is terrifying and haunting. The castles are eerie and unnerving. It's just this, every little bit of this city in Germany and Orlok's castle in Transylvania just pops. You have the cinematography done by Jaron Bleschke, who has worked on each of Robert Eggers' films, getting some really good attention for The Lighthouse. And here, this is absolutely gorgeous in terms of how it's shot, how it uses lighting and shadow, especially the clawed hand of Count Orlok. And it is haunting to see how Bleschke is able to just bring so much to this screen. The color grading it's not actually black and white, but there's moments where it kind of feels that way in the dead of night. The lighting is so powerful, from using real firelight and stuff like that to really perfectly execute quite a few scenes. Just the perfection, the precision with each of the shots of this film, the blocking, the framing, everything that goes into it. The camera has dynamic and eerie movements. Everything feels so purposeful. The scares are staged so perfectly. The music from composer Robin Carillon is haunting. It is eerie. It creates atmosphere. And all of it coming together, creating such a horrific, morbid, and creepy environment. And all of these things, the imagery is incredible. There's particular shots that are going to stick with you for a long time afterwards. That clawed shadow going over the city and all these other great inspired shots. But that score just underlines all of it, creating something just unnerving and haunting. This film is haunting. It has that gothic dread to everything. It is lustful and just powerful in terms of what it's trying to portray. You have Ellen Hutter, played by Lily Rose Depp, who's our main character, who's had this horrific and unholy connection and lustful, just weird, strange connection with Count Orlok. And she represents that lust, that representation of humanity that is corroded and just falling to pieces in this film. This vampiric metaphor of the corrosion of society through the bubonic plague and these plague rats, and just everything, the world building, the scale captures all of those things. But it is haunting for sure. Every moment has tension, dread building. You're never quite sure what exactly is going to happen next. And I think that's so satisfying and so unnerving watching this film, because this film has a well-structured story of this grand conspiracy by this banker, Simon McBurney's character, who sends his worker, Nicholas Holtz Thomas Hutter, off to Transylvania, and the journey he goes on. There's some horrific imagery, terrifying things. There's one particular sequence at a firelight, and just what Nicholas Holt's character is seeing and how it is coming to us is just unnerving. The costuming, like I mentioned, is incredible from top to bottom. But the makeup that creates Count Orlok is something else entirely. It is off the charts impressive. Bill Skarsgård completely disappears into this performance. You do not see him once. You do not realize that it is him. His voice that he got down for this role is so haunting and so unnerving. It's this perfect accent, and how there's this darkness and gutturalness to this creature that Skarsgård is playing. He is haunting. He has presence. He has stature. He has this seduction to him, and he is grotesque, but there's something alluring about him and pulling you in. But Depp is fantastic. Holt, I think, does a really fine job. Most of these characters represent something specific in terms of their personality and what they're able to do. And you have Holt, who there's moments where he looks absolutely terrified, and we're terrified for him. But other moments where he has this drive, this compulsion to keep moving forward. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, is interesting as his character, Frederick, is the embodiment of our pride of not believing in these occultish things. Willem Dafoe is shockingly funny, and just absolutely embodies this character of this professor who understands the occult, and Ralph Ineson, who plays the doctor who brings him in. Emma Corrin kind of rounds out that big cast with some really fine moments, but it is Depp going hard in terms of selling exactly what this film is trying to say and how it's trying to portray things. It is haunting, it is unnerving. The production design is peak. The music is haunting. Everything about this just feels incredible from start to finish. The story moves. It moves with this sense of dread, and you can't look away. And everything comes together exactly how it needs to really deliver this film and on this story. And there's something really haunting about it that will dig underneath your skin and just not shake, because this is one of those films that's going to live with you for a long time afterwards. But those are my thoughts on Nosferatu. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.